isn't going to be punished. And for Aster, I mean, it feels like a lot of this is hinging on Sumail having that great mid. Like, if this Snapfire does pop off and stall out that timing of Kiyotaka, then that's where things can get going. That voice line throws me off still, Mikey, you know?
That's a beautiful song, John. I kind of want to know what song it is, honestly. I don't even know what he's saying in that voice line, but I appreciate it as Ramsey's going to give the A.
Yeah, you got tipped.
Sumail handing the tip over. Fair enough. Sumail feeling a little bit spicy here against Ramses, because obviously these guys have a little bit of history going back in the day. Not the same history as, say, Quinn and Ramses, but, you know, similar enough, I think. Maybe a bit more friendly.
Oh, Quinn and Ramses. I don't know if that's even something you called history. Feels like, I don't know what to call it. It's just like a very bad relationship. A love-hate relationship. A mutual understanding of disagreement.
As usual, Jonathan, your understanding of English is perfect, as always.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Bottom bounty rune spot. Aster are just going to take it. No real contest here from 9 Pandas. It's going to be a 2 for 2 anyway. A nice even start here between these two teams. Should we start with the bottom lane, Jonathan? Should we start with Miero and Antares against, of course, Monet on the Void Spirit and Siamese Cat on the Mirana? What do you think about this lane? Like, I imagine you'd have to argue the advantage should go to 9 Pandas because they do have a Timber Ench lane, which is, you know, it's one of those lanes that just feels impossible to lane against sometimes. Not that Aster can't outplay them, but it seems like it should be pretty challenging for them.
You still end up with a Timbersaw versus Void Spirit. In the end, you're still pretty happy here on 9 Pandas, because this is the lane that we see Void Spirit get absolutely dumpstered on. And this is not going to be an easy time for Monet. There's not much you can really do on Siamese Cat to relieve that pressure either. As Antares will always just toss out the impetus. Like, this is not going to be fun for Monet. Even at level 2, level 3, it doesn't get any easier. I think you have to play this lane very safe. You have to try to pull as much as you can and find what CS you can, but for the most part, you know, just concede the fact that Miero will always have that kill opportunity and, you know, cut your losses early there.
About that mid lane, like we're having a look at it right now. Kiyotaka against Sumail. Pretty even affair between these two so far, though Sumail has taken a bit of a CS advantage. Is some kill potential here for both sides of things, but you'd kind of expect some hero rotations to come out for that kill to happen. Do you feel like one hero has the advantage over the other in the mid lane here, John?
I think it's actually maybe a little bit better for Sumail. If he manages to sidestep the side blades. As a range hero, it's a little bit easier to get a different alignment out, so you're not going to be constantly twacked by the TA. Meltering through Refraction is one issue, though. Maybe a value point in the little Shredder helps that, although Sumail seems comfy enough just right-clicking down for the first level. And once it's cleared out, the combination's pretty devastating for a TA. Sumail doing a great job of applying that harassment here.
In that top lane, of course, we had a brief glimpse at that as well. You have Ramses on the Slaughter with Solo on that +5 Disruptor against XXS on the Doom, and of course Baboka on the position 4 Keeper of the Light. And so far, Ramses is having a bit of a struggle, trying to really just burn through the region here to remain in the lane. As the levels do come up, with the Slaughter, of course, with the big bash to the deep, I think the lane would get a lot simpler, but Aster for now having a very good off lane for themselves.
Yeah, it's holding steady. And there is aggression that can come out here, but it does take quite a few levels for Ramses. Level 3, probably level 4, it's when you can start to threaten really hard. I like that XXS starts out with Scorched Earth and Infernal Blade. So whenever Ramses does walk up, he's going to be copping a lot of damage. The percent burn early on from Infernal Blade up against a strength hero like Slaughter, it is significant. And melee heroes don't tend to trade favorably under that Scorched Earth. And with a Coddle around, I mean, you just get chakra up. Your uptime on all of your spells is pretty massive.
It is. Sumail mid lane trying to get aggressive. Kiyotaka was taking a lot of damage on that TA, but is going to be able to pop Refraction and remain in this lane. But the difference in CS is huge already. Sumail pulling it ahead by 8 CS here against Kiyotaka. I don't think Kiyotaka can get really close here. Sumail just trying to get through the Refraction charges to go for a cookie attempt. Not going to bother for it, but Kiyotaka is forced to walk away from this mid lane. It is just not safe enough for it.
Again, the understanding of Sumail to get aggressive in that lane is pretty massive. And I mean, at the least, Kiyotaka can jungle fairly early on with just the level 1 Psyblade and the Refraction. So he can kind of try to catch up. It's really early to jungle in the TA though. Sumail's going to get a free ride to 5, to level 6. He can start to gun for rotations if he gets a favorable rune as well. So that is one shining point for Aster. The mid lane matchup is going pretty much how you'd expect. In TA, you are sacrificing again a little bit on Monet to get that done. But even our Void Spirit isn't too bad off here despite going into the Timbersaw lane.
A lot of damage being dealt to Siamese Cat on the Mirana, but he will make it out. Luckily for him, Terras did not have the impetus available to throw out onto the Mirana for that final hit. Bottom lane hasn't gone as badly as you would have expected for Monet. Mind you, on the Void Spirit, he has found 23 CS against Miero on the Timber. Of course, the Timber is having the freest game of his life so far, but I think for Aster, as long as you can find some CS on Monet, you aren't going to be upset. You'll be happy with just evening out this bottom lane if you can. As well, Solo already finding first blood. Looks like Baboka's the one to go down. XXS though is chasing Ramses, does secure at least a Slaughter kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane looks like we have lost Antares. And Solo was being chased top lane by XXS, but he's going to be fine to get away for now. So action all across the map. 3 kills happening in the span of a couple seconds. And Solo, he might be going down here, John. XXS with the Scorched Earth going for a bit of a chase, but does get glimpsed back by Solo, so won't be able to secure the kill. But he already got the Slaughter, so I'm sure he's very happy.
No worries there. More than happy with this kind of start for the side of Aster. Good trades back and forth. Side of 9 Pandas, and this is very detrimental for them. Their lineup is very tempo-based. They kind of need to hit these early levels. These deaths are setting them back from those EXP spikes. And the fact that Miero's not absolutely crushing Monet as well is cause of concern. That's a matchup that shouldn't go too well for the Void Spirit. But again, Monet's working that spacing fine. Ramses chased down a little bit. Not going to be fully threatened though.
He's trying to get aggressive, but XXS is doing a really damn good job of just fighting back every time. And well, the Pos 1 Slaughter, at least so far, has not felt that great throughout this lane. 25 and 5 is the CS score of Ramses, though they are going to find Baboka now. They do have the level 2 glimpse up here on Solo, so they can continue. Ramses going to try and go onto XXS. Baboka is just standing his ground and not allowing Ramses to get too close to him on the Coddle, so even with the glimpse up on Solo, they just won't see the opportunity to really go after the kill. Aster just kind of strength in numbers, keeping the Doom nearby to ensure that Ramses always has the threat of the turnaround like last time. They will try again. Solo, a bit of a chase here onto the Coddle, but not going to be able to keep going. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Monet. The chase is on now from Miero and Antares, but Monet is going to be fine as now Sumail has rotated, trying to go after the Ench. Antares trying his best to juke out the kisses, but it's not enough. Siamese Cat able to secure the kill here with the Star Storm. A nice little rotation here from Sumail to make sure that Monet does not continue to be chased.
Yeah, that's a great use of the early level 6 coming out from Sumail. So it's going to be able to... Oh.
Nice little still on the Wisdom Rune as well. I mean, even if you die here, you're more than happy as Siamese Cat. Well worth taking the Wisdom Rune for your life, and in fact, he won't even die for it. He'll just salve up and leap out. He's perfectly fine.
Finding both Wisdom Runes, big start. The level spikes on the supports of Aster are very important, and denying any sort of EXP from 9 Pandas is huge because, again, we talked about the importance of that Disruptor here. The Static Storm going to be key for these team fights, especially for the control on something like the Void Spirit down the line, and Solo's still a ways off from that 6.
XXS targeted this top lane, but the Doom is going to be committed. No hesitation, because Siamese Cat has rotated with a great arrow. Securing the kill onto Ramses now. I mean, Kiyotaka did show up on the TA to try and help, but he's just got no farm to speak of, so couldn't really offer anything for this fight. And XXS, I really appreciate the fact that he just doesn't hesitate. He sees Ramses running up, he just pops the Doom. He says, come at me.
Yeah, a great angle for Siamese Cat to find through the back, through that gate, and they just weave it in. Again, we talked about this in the draft, but the one thing you want to do up against 9 Pandas is just apply that constant pressure. And Ramses, he's not having the best of times. Lane off to a slower start. Massive Madness still being built up. Lagging behind by at least 900 gold behind the highest net worth core that is Sumail right now. has some catching up to do. The one issue for Ramses here is that Slardar not a hero that really enjoys farming too much. Let's see. Aster smoked up.
Gonna head up top lane again. Ramses just died a couple seconds ago and he might get caught out another time. Sumail has his smoke broken. Cookie, oh, it's perfectly on the mark. Wait, who's microing that creep, John? I'll tell you, he ran right towards Ramses, the perfect angle. Siamese Cat will happily take the kill on the Mirana, finding his fourth of the game already.
It's going to lead to really fast mech timing for Siamese Cat. You don't mind the Mirana actually finding this gold. He's going to be carrying some pretty big auras for your team here. And I like this move. Aster, see to fortify. They know that they're still going to be able to get good chip damage on that objective. Sumail just opts the gate down. Sees this pressure coming out onto Monet. If they land the control with the Aether Remnant, could be a nice kill coming out here.
Could be. The rotations were there, but they weren't able to catch Miero out with the Aether Remnant. So Sumail, he is hanging around here with the Mortimer's Kisses up, but needs a little bit of lockdown to be set up here so we can actually go for those and guarantee them landing. Miero would have been an amazing kill, by the way, considering he is top of the net worth board at the moment, but instead they could try for Kiyotaka, who's going for the double damage rune up top. Siamese Cat gonna show up. Solar Bind will be there onto the TA, and now with the Kisses out, Kiyotaka is not looking to survive as the damage output is way too high. Sumail securing another kill here on the Snapfire. In fact, that was his first kill on the Snap. But finding a TA kill always going to feel amazing here for him, as Siamese Cat dying to the trap damage is actually going to go down. That's a really nice glimpse from Solo. So they do at least get something for their trouble. Ultimately, though, a really nice trade here for the side of Aster.
You're still more than happy you're keeping all the tempo down from the side of 9 Pandas.
Oh, top lane. XXS is just giving the Slardar zero chance, John. This is the kind of Doom player I love. Just commit Doom as soon as you see the Slardar out of position. Of course, Monet was there to follow up, but quite frankly, it doesn't really feel like they even needed him. This Doom is doing enough damage here with Baboka to get the job done himself.
I'm a little bit surprised that Ramses isn't just opting to switch lanes at this point. Maybe head down bot. I know it's not ideal for Slardar, but maybe jungle a little bit as well. And that's where we tend to see Ramses shine, just trying to catch up, finding his own farm, getting that build up, and having his team build up space for him. Right now, he is acting as a more sacrificial core. They are buying space out for Kiyotaka and for Miero. And, the investment can pay off, but a Slardar with a delayed, say, blink timing with delayed Echo Saber doesn't feel great.
Static Storm committed, though. The Siamese Cat literally just walks out of the kinetic field. Perfectly fine. It's now Miero getting caught. This is the big one. This is the one they really wanted. Miero still gets the chain away, but no, Monet perfectly lands the Dissimulate to secure the kill along with Siamese Cat, who finds his 5th kill of the game here on the Mirana. Siamese Cat just quote-unquote securing everything this game, John.
Yeah, he's doing his job. He's building up that mech. The investment's fine. Nothing wrong here with Siamese Cat getting a fast mech timing, I'm sure. They don't mind at all in Aster, as long as the kills come out. They are, his job. He's building up that mech. The investment's fine. Nothing wrong here with Siamese Cat getting a fast mech timing, I'm sure. They don't mind at all in Aster, as long as the kills come out. They are,
finding these kills as mid lane Solo. Gonna get the tip here by Sumail. Avoids the kill attempt here from the Snapfire, and it's gonna be just fine to walk out of it.
Yeah, a bit optimistic, trying to just go for the solo kisses, but you know what? I appreciate the gusto from Sumail. Up top, though.
Lane. Ramses, again, looking to be caught out. The Aether Remnant does not land on Ramses, but it may not matter. Monet still has plenty of damage to just finish off the kill the old-fashioned way. Meanwhile, Solo, a nice glimpse back on Sumail, going to ensure he cannot chase for more. But my oh my, Team Aster, looking like a very different team to what we saw in Series 1 of Day 1 of DreamLeague Season 20. Is Monet again rotating on the Void Spirit, looking for Miero on the Timber. But I don't think they'll really be able to secure without the Mortimer's Kisses or the Doom being up.
This is rather interesting, though. Monet is building up a Battle Fury on Void Spirit safe lane. I don't think we've ever seen that one. This is some new tech coming out from Monet. It's normally still like, the same typical mid build, Echo Saber and Manta. But I'm keen to see what what this does. This good old Battle Fury. It does allow them to scale and have a stable farmer, as, again, you kind of don't have a big scaling hero. I guess Sumail is the scaling hero, but it takes a lot of level spikes for the Snapfire to kind of hit that point. So I can understand why Monet is going for a more farm-oriented build while still being active. 9 Pandas. Again, this is time and space for Kiyotaka. So despite losing Ramses, your real win condition is this TA anyway. The Desolator is not looking too bad in the timing here. And eventually Ramses will find a blink. Anyway, so you can still play around with the Corrosive Haze plus the Deso Meld timing. And that is the timing 9 Pandas needs to hit. Once they hit that, they find a pick off, they go Roche. The game can still open up for themselves despite being 3k behind here.
Battle Fury Void Spirit. Now I've seen everything. Miro. Bit of a chase here onto the Void. Can't really hold him down though. Monet gonna be just fine. Props to Kiyotaka on the TA. Like, considering the way his laning stage went and how the game's been going, he is top the net worth board on the TA, so still doing a really damn good job on the side of 9 Pandas there. Already has the blink up. Going straight into the Deso next is mid lane. The push is incoming. Smoke is out from 9 Pandas. They obviously want to try and force a fight and defend this mid-tier 1 tower. Mind you, Siamese Cat just picks up the mech, so nice timing for this next fight. So they are rushing in. Ramses could not break the gap though.
Oh.
Glimpse is there, gets the vision. Baboka, no, it's going to be Siamese Cat. Getting caught out to start. Kiss is going to be committed here as Miero. He doesn't get the chains off. He could be in danger now as the cookie's going to land. Samel able to pick him off as in goes Monet. Wanting to continue this fight now, knowing the Timber is down. But not getting the initiation he wanted. Will back off. Still a great trade for Team Aster. 1 for 1, but it's a position 5 for a position 3 trade. Certainly in the favor of the Radiant.
Yeah, you're feeling great right now on Aster. The forced smoke out from 9 Pandas, not lining up for much. And the side of Aster. And their response is on point. You know, they're applying that pressure. They don't manage to find the objective, so I suppose in the end, 9 Pandas still holding on to the objective means that farming space for Kiyotaka is still secure. So it's not too bad coming out here for the side of 9 Pandas, but again, you're not finding any openings for yourself. You still need to hit this Deso timing. Monet being chased a bit.
Chains forward by Miero. He's a very slippery hero to catch, though, that Void Spirit. Rotations immediately out from XXS. He does have the Doom available. In fact, they're just going to rush in. Baboka, though, already being caught out. Miero immediately popping the Lotus Orb, so instead they'll Doom up the Slardar. In the meantime, somehow Baboka actually got out of the engagement. Kiyotaka, though, going to rush in with the Meld Strike. At least getting something for his team. Miero going in once again, knowing the Doom is down. Feeling like they actually can't deal with him on the Timber. And Team Aster will indeed back off for now, though. Monet missing the Aether Remnant once again, but they do get a Rod of Atos off. Problem is the arrow is not going to land as he does purge off the Rod of Atos with the Lotus Orb. So 1 for 1, just supports going down from either side. And it seems like Team Aster are going to decide to leave it at that, because they do have to address the mid-tier 1 tower being sieged by Antares at the moment. Solo going to try and go for a glimpse attempt here on somebody, but Samel going to pop the kisses immediately. Oh. Ramses is in there in the backside, just getting the stun off immediately, though Samel is looking to maybe just try and get away, but Kiyotaka now, in the middle of all this chaos, going to go back in onto Baboka, and instead they'll find the Keeper of the Light. Not the biggest loss, but 9 Pandas, they'll take it, as they can secure the mid-tier 1, and that'll be good enough for them. They're out of there immediately.
That's a pretty big win for the side of 9 Pandas. And they've managed to hold on to their own mid-tier 1. They find this opening, they find a pick-off. These small kills do start to count. Full Deso flying out for Kiyotaka. This is the timing we were talking about. This is where things can get a little bit scary in these fights. Once again, we see that replay. Sumail just getting a little bit trigger happy with the kisses there. Is punished with some good game sense coming out from Ramses to figure out that position, the origin of the kisses. And with the Deso up, Roshan's not going to take too long. Course of Haze, Melt, and Deso. Rosh just melts.
That it does. All this minus armor provided here by 9 Pandas is not going to give Roshan much of a chance. It is scouted from Team Aster. They could still have a chance of jumping in, but they've got to be very quick. And sadly, they are not quick enough. Nine Pandas immediately smoking up right after the Roshan is taken down. Kiyotaka already baiting for his team. Team Aster a bit hesitant to take that bait, but they have popped the Moonlight Shadow. Ramses about to be spotted here by Monet. Misses the Aether Remnant onto Kiyotaka. Seems like ultimately they decide better of it. I think Nine Pandas, they have already split up, so naturally would prefer not to get picked off here by Team Aster. They do successfully retreat. There's nobody gets taken out. Do I say that? Solo is still walking forward. But, Siamese Cat is going to see him. Rather, Solo sees Siamese Cat. Glimpses there onto the Mirana. No leap charges left, and Kiyotaka just deletes him from this earth. And good news for Nine Pandas, Jonathan. Kiyotaka's got even more minus armor now with the Orb of Destruction up.
There you go. Just stack them all up. It's a lot to deal with here on the side of Aster, and none of them have particularly high armor in the first place. None of them are also building into something like the Crimson Guard to help block. So there's really nothing to mitigate this output. Maybe a Halberd down the line could help the cause if that's something they'll look into here on the side of Aster. But for the most part right now, no one really queuing up anything to mitigate this physical output. Nine Pandas, they've hit their timing. Again, even though Ramses had a bad start, it's not really about him. It's about enabling Kiyotaka. Just buffing up the right clicks of that TA.
Just press R is the instruction manual here for Ramses on this slide of this game. As Monet trying to avoid any glimpse back from Solo. The Monet's actually going to jump in, but Static Storm is out immediately, and now the stun from Ramses. Monet playing with fire, and he does end up getting burnt. The Siamese Cat, in the meantime, trying to mess around with Antares, but Antares is happy to oblige with the impetus shots flying out. He is going to be okay in the end. I believe the Gossamer Cape did save him by dodging quite a few of those attacks from the Ench. Still, you lost your Void Spirit for basically nothing here on Team Aster, and that is not going to feel good.
No. And for the side of Aster, this is the point where they want to slow this game down a bit. You know, you need levels to be up. You need a lot of farm to come into Sumail and Monet for them to start hit their stride. Nine Pandas limiting the map space. Take away the Tormentor. Get a free shard going for Solo. So you have that really funny Thunder Strike now that you can drop in the ground to, I guess, scout out a little bit. But yeah, Aster need more time. You're still 5 levels away from Sumail having the Little Shredder using his attack damage. They're just farming up for the late game, but with the map shrinking as fast as it is, you also need to find a solution for this push. You need to find a solution for this minus armor, and there's no clear answer presenting itself here for the side of Aster. It's just, at this point, you just have to tuck your tail and run in most of these fights unless you get a good jump.
Monet gonna try and avoid Kiyotaka. Will be fine in doing so. Still a minute 45 on the Aegis if Nine Pandas want to go for some tier 2 towers. So they have already found the top tier 2, but they could go for a little bit more if they so wish. For now, it looks like they'll just take the time to farm up instead, which is also perfectly fine. Sure, you might be somewhat concerned about the level 20 and 25 timings of this mid-Snapfire, but that's still a long time away because Sumail is just sitting at level 15 at the moment. So it's really the level 25 that scares you anyway. I mean, the level 20 is nice, but the multi-shot is where things get very spicy. Even then, though, of course, you need some big items to really make it seem broken.
I think the Manta's a good start. You're already stat padding here in Sumail with the Atos and the Manta. That's a decent chunk of right click already. Probably just need a steroid on top, maybe something like a crit, a Daedalus perhaps, to really have that burst damage. Again, a lot of farm that you have to build up for. No.
Bottom lane, if they could somehow pick off Kiyotaka the ones, it'd be an amazing start to this fight as Kiyotaka is going to get jumped. They'll arrow up as well. The TA is going to go down. That's one life without the Doom being committed. XXS still being very, very patient. Pops the BKB immediately into the Doom on Kiyotaka. No messing around. We'll take him out. Everybody else from Nine Pandas do a great job of retreating in time. But Team Aster, they found the one kill they really wanted. And Sumail, of all people, will take that gold as well. That was, what, 1.3k go to the Snapfire.
Now, quite a fair bit to help Sumail accelerate into the items he wants. He's going for the blink next, looking for some aggression for the team. And this is something that Aster still shines at. You know, the wider team fights might be a little bit awkward, but the chain control onto one. You don't have any saving supports here on the side of Nine Pandas, so if you frontline with your TA, it will melt like that. No defensive items up either for your TA here. No Lincolns, no BKB. So take a look a little bit in that replay. Again, the patience from the side of from the patience from Aster, the stack their stuns perfectly there, leads him to a pretty big kill. With the Aegis advantage being taken out, Nine Pandas, they're gonna have to wait a little bit. When Roche respawns, they should still be up front to take that objective, but you know, you're kind of playing into the long game that Aster wants now.
That you are. 24 minutes in. Slight net worth lead the way of Nine Pandas, but it's just less than 1k. It's going to be a 3-man smoke being committed. Kiyotaka frontlining here along with Ramses and Solo. They continued running in that direction. They might run right into Monet, but he is backing towards the Radiant base. So it looks like he will back off at the exact right moment here as Nine Pandas, they will know somebody was around as the Ancient Cap is missing. Instead, you do see Sumail in the mid lane, messing around with Miero. But he's by the tier 2 tower, so his team could connect very quickly if they need to. And now Nine Pandas, their smoke wears off, and immediately team has to pop their own. Can they actually catch anyone on this dire end of things? They are running right towards Kiyotaka again, John. This is the big one that they really want, but a quick reaction. A very quick blink out here from Kiyotaka. There will be no form of punishment here. Oh, actually, hold that thoughts, because Sumail's in. They just kept chasing. Doom is out there, caught the TA once again.
Peace.
I wasn't expecting it, and neither was Kiyotaka, John. They just didn't stop.
Yeah. They punish that greed. He hangs behind the farm. And every single kill coming out from Aster, this accelerates at level 20 timing for Sumail.
Sumail, Limsback is there. Snapfire being caught. He's a bit tanky though, not dropping quite yet, but now Ramses is in. The blinding light making it a little bit more challenging, but they do take him down. Whirling Death proving to be enough to take the Snapfire out as Antara is now going to be focused by Monet. Arrow will be there to follow up, and Monet does manage to pick himself up a double kill. So you do end up losing the snap, but considering you got 3 kills for that Snapfire death, I think you'll be more than happy as Team Aster.
You definitely are. And that opens up the game. That gives them the lead back here on Aster. And again, it allows them to reach towards that point, reach towards these level spikes you're looking for in Sumail. Sumail maybe getting a little bit greedy, jumping forward like that, but his team's there to back him up. Managed to nail the arrow as well to catch out that Enchantress and clean up. Great kills coming out from Aster. And it's starting to get a little bit worrying here for Nine Pandas. We talk about this all the time when you see the TA, Mike, but it's not the be-all, end-all endgame hero. It's a very tempo-based hero that plays around with his minus armor advantage. Once Sumail starts to approach 2025, it gets scary to deal with a snap.
It certainly does. Miero, top lane, being watched here by Aster. The jump is there from Monet. XXS, he has Doom up in 7 seconds for this team fight. They've already got the Timber down. And now Kiyotaka, he's committed his blink. Can they break the gap? Kiyotaka moving back in, but now Doom is officially available here for XXS. They'll 4-staff away the TA. Kiyotaka still trying to fight back, but the blinding light, it's going to make it really hard to close the gap. A 3-man stun. Ramses, he'll try to jump in. He'll try to be the saving grace here for Nine Pandas, but it's not working out. And here they go. XXS, he has found Kiyotaka. 3 down again for Nine Pandas. GG is called. GG is suddenly called by Nine Pandas. Out of absolutely nowhere. They've just seen enough. All right. Well, I don't know what to say about that, John. I guess they had no buyback on the TA and they just felt like they've missed their timing now. But, I mean, still, you might call that a little bit of an early call.